Welcome to the Insurance Brokers Podcast, Helpful Hints. Here we break down the best, most informative bits of our full-length interviews.
One of the things that we found is the LinkedIn groups, for example, there's loads on property, right? And everybody in those groups are trying to sell to property people, which almost deflects the property people. So you're in there selling, unoccupied properties for whatever's going on at the moment, but actually you're selling to accountants and solicitors and blah, 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 all of whom are also trying to sell to the people that have now vacated because they don't want to be sold to. Yeah. I've come across that quite a lot. What's your experience?
There is a lot of that going on, and it can be difficult to really make a success of it, because, you know, when you're trying to sell someone to someone who's then going to try and sell something on, you don't have the same connection or connectivity to the actual end client, and it becomes almost a bidding war as to who can sell it the cheapest, and that's not what this industry is about. You know, price proximity is all good, but you need to, you know, you're providing a professional service backed up by years of expertise, and that comes at a cost, and you shouldn't be afraid of that, because people are buying from people. You're buying under expectation that you know what you're talking about and you can back up, you know, your service. So I get a little bit nervous when things happen like that, and it's almost driven by price dominance rather than quality of service. So I do have a little bit of hesitations around that. I think to be able to go directly to the client is better, unless, and I caveat this to say, unless you've got good relationships with partners like accountants or legal firms.
Just back on the sort of LinkedIn groups, because they are, you know, there is some value in even setting up your own LinkedIn groups to provide information to interested parties, and I've seen that work very well. But I have seen, you know, the sort of industry specific LinkedIn groups eventually end up just a sales platform for everybody to that particular market. So, you know, it kind of works both ways. But having said that, we've just doing some work with a client at the moment on a very niche industry that is more prevalent on Facebook than on LinkedIn. And there's a fabulous national group specific to this niche. And our opening is, I want to do a podcast with everybody on this group. You know, I want to hear about this industry. I want to learn. I want to get more information. And that by itself is a very, very soft relationship opener with no sale attached, but it is the start of a relationship. So I wholeheartedly agree with you. There are ways it can work. Just it can also go the other way. So it's worth checking out the group.